song.
Yucky.
And you'll get better soon. Hey! Okay, little.
That's cute.
Isn't that
makes
little,
being sick not so bad.
Not so bad. And our final guy is the manufacturer says this works on kids. Adults have been using these for years. C-bands, which use acupressure to stop motion sickness. We could get some for David Horowitz, by the way.
For his truck, right.
And the neat thing about C-bands is they're under $10 and there's no drug involved. So if you want to see if acupressure works for you, you can try C-bands. They're available at drugstores everywhere. And our final thing is we want to remind people, we want to put together another viewers
we love
viewers inventions spots. Say that 3 times fast.
But there are certain criteria.
There are certain criteria. Don't send us prototypes or one of a kind. Whatever your device is, it should be patented and on the market. Send us a sample with your name and address on the sample, and we can't sell it and we can't market it for you, but we'll show it on television, okay? Send it to Dickie D, the Gizmo Whiz, care of CNBC.
Great segment.
Thanks a lot.
All right, Dick, thanks a lot. That's all for now, but Monday we'll find out why it may take an Olympian effort for fans to make it to the Atlanta Games next year, not to mention a gold medal-filled wallet. That's Monday night at 7:30 Eastern Time. I'm Janice Lieberman. Thanks for watching Steals and Deals.
And remember, if it sounds too good to be true,
it probably is.
I bring a lot of class to the show, don't I?
Have a great weekend, everybody.
This is a CNBC News Break. I'm Michelle Tracy. President Clinton says American troops are needed in Bosnia if there's any hope of a lasting peace. Mr. Clinton made that statement during a foreign policy speech today. He also blasted Republicans for what he called a mood of isolationism. Senate Majority Leader Bob Dole quickly struck back, saying he still has a lot of questions about Bosnia.
$1 billion in unnecessary or wasteful federal courthouse construction costs over the next 10 years. Jim Cummins, NBC News, Dallas.
And is your mail safe with the efficient post office? Well, usually, but sometimes things, well, fall through the cracks. And sometimes they fall way down in those cracks. Victoria Hansen reports on a postcard that took 40 years to reach its destination.
Billions of letters shuffling and sorting. There's always the chance one will slip through the cracks.
That happens.
Bobby Edwards didn't know it, but yesterday he just happened to deliver a postcard over 40 years too late.
1954, and I wasn't even a mailman then.
You were a mailman tonight, so you can't take responsibility for this tragedy, can you?
Right, I can't. Not on this one. I think I was just about ready to go to elementary school.
In 40 years, a lot can change.
It seemed to be something that was mailed to Ravenel Travel.
Instead, the postcard ended up in the hands of a couple of architects who occupy the old Ravenel office. The design of the foreign stamps caught their eye. San Marino, 12 liras? That's less than 1 American cent. What's more, the fragile greeting was wrapped in plastic with a special message.
Just the post office explaining they're sorry that the corner's gone, but not apologizing for being 40 years too late.
Since Ravenel Travel still hasn't received this postcard, we thought we would hand deliver it to make sure after 40 years it finally gets there.
Oh, good. It's in Italian. Oh, my God. Does anybody read Italian?
So it must be from the manager of the hotel saying thank you for asking for brochures or something.
Guess they didn't get their brochures, huh?
Guess not.
In Charleston, Victoria Hansen for NBC News.
Ever wonder how something gets a good housekeeping seal of approval? Coming up, go behind the scenes as the head housekeepers put the goods to the test. Plus, loose lips find out why that tube of lipstick may not be the woman's most revealing feature. Details when Steals and Deals continues.
This program is sponsored by the Burger Funds.
I'm Bill Berger, shareholder and director of the Burger Funds. For years, I've heard many people talk about their retirement. Some dream of an active retirement, others of a life of leisure, and still others may have no plans at all. But to realize your dreams for later, you must have a financial plan for now. In fact, the sooner you start saving, the better. The Burger Funds make it easy for you to get going, with $250 to start, $50 thereafter. Choose between 3 no-load funds, the Burger 100, the Burger 101, and the Burger Small Company Growth Fund. For over 20 years, the Burger Funds have helped investors reach for their dreams. To learn more about the Burger Funds or a Burger IRA, call 1-800-333-1001 and ask for a free investment fact kit complete with a prospectus. After all, dreaming's easy. The real challenge is making dreams come true.
Lower your right foot and repeat after me. I promise to be free. I promise to be different. I promise to take the other path. I promise to be unique. I promise to drive an Eldorado with a 300 horsepower North Star V8, a suspension that reads faster than Evelyn Wood, and a body that parts traffic. Eldorado with the North Star system by Cadillac.
Discover the first in a unique class of pain reliever, Zostrix. Even though prescriptions have never been required, doctors prescribe the Zostrix brand more than all other topical arthritis pain relievers combined. Zostrix, physician strength relief, is in your hands.
Now get 24 issues of the new New Yorker week after week for just $19.98. Save $40 off the cover price and get the special cartoon collection free with your paid subscription. Call 1-800-851-1400.
Next on Jerry Spence, she's the first female president of the American Bar Association. Join Roberta Ramo as she discusses the plight of women and minorities in the American justice system. That's next on Jerry Spence. This weekend, on trial. Weary, bored, and confused. These are the people that may be deciding your fate. The American jury system. Does it work with justice for all? Get the verdict with host Steve Gendel. This weekend, on trial.
Tonight, it's intimate talk on today's adult issues. Get real personal with Bob Berkowitz.
Welcome back to Steals and Deals. Have you ever bought a product based on its advertising, then found out it doesn't stand up to its claims? Well, one popular magazine has spent years making sure its readers don't waste their money that way. Our Michelle Tracy visited Good Housekeeping Magazine's Institute, where those claims are put to the test.
We are looking at product performance, we're looking at packaging claims, we're looking at advertising claims.
When looking behind the doors of the Good Housekeeping Institute, you will find a world of nearly 60 engineers, chemists, and home economists, all working to make your life a little bit easier and a little bit safer. They test everything from toasters and toys to toothpaste and textiles, examining products that we use each and every day.
What this display is this is a little display of some of the household cleaning products that the home care department has recently evaluated. So in here you see everything from laundry detergents, fabric softeners, all-purpose cleaners. For something like a laundry detergent, we stain 3 types of fabric with 35 different stains. We stain cotton, polyester, and a polycotton blend. You can see we've got strawberries and coffee and tea, cola, wine, even blood. We launder the strips, come back and take a look and see how well the detergent has removed those stains.
Products advertised in Good Housekeeping undergo a battery of tests before they receive the Institute's seal and make it onto the pages of the magazine. For those that fail, it's back to the manufacturer's drawing board for fine-tuning. The Institute has gizmos and machines to test almost anything imaginable. This one tests fabric fading due to sun exposure, while this one drops toys to see if small parts could break off, injuring children. And the tests go on.
We also perform a bite test. This fixture here is supposed to simulate a child's jaw biting down on a toy.
The tetrapod walker takes the confusion out of picking a carpet.
We line each one of these drums with a strip of carpet, like you see here, and this four-pronged tetrapod tumbles around inside. Okay, so that's what really gives the carpet a good beating. This little wooden piece simulates the carpeting going over stair steps like it would at home. You put the lid on, tumble it around for 50,000 cycles, take it out, and see how much matting, crushing, and abrasion has occurred to the carpet.
From carpet beating to carpet cleaning.
What we're doing here is we're evaluating how well this vacuum cleaner picks up soil from different types of carpets.
Okay.
We've got a low pile wool carpet.
Okay.
We've got a sculptured carpet, which has highs and low spots. And then we've got some thicker plush carpet.
And we have thrown oatmeal?
Oatmeal and sugar. You mix it up, throw it down, kind of grind it in, and now we're ready to go.
Okay, now even a simpleton can operate this, correct?
Exactly. Just push one button, and here we've got our dirt finder. So if it's real dirty, the red light will go on. When it gets clean, we'll hopefully see the green light.
All right, let's give it a whirl. Enough with the cleaning. It's onward to test some dumplings in Linda Gunn's test kitchen.
The best thing is that we can do our own recipes and we know what's good before it gets printed. So, it's just it's a wonderful outlet for your creativity.
And what about doing housework at home and housework at work?
I think we can all say that we look forward to coming to work. We look forward to doing our job.
For Steals and Deals, I'm Michelle Tracy.
And on Monday, Michelle will take a look at what percolates when the Institute checks out the latest coffee makers. It's time to switch magazines. A new study by Shape has some shocking news about that tube of lipstick. Seems its shape tells a revealing story about the person who's using it. Kathy Vera explains.
Few people know it, but every time you smooth on that lipstick, you are making an imprint of your personality.
As we sat there getting our lipsticks out, I noticed that somebody who I thought was, had my similar personality, her lipstick looked exactly the same as mine.
Kathy Harris of Shape magazine is not the only one who has noticed a pattern. Mary Kay Cosmetics surveyed more than 100 women and came up with the lipstick personality chart.
When 15 or 20 women all pull out their lipsticks and start comparing them, it's funny to see how differently they're formed. And then when you start matching the personality types to their actual lipsticks, it's fun to see how true that actually is.
Ready, ladies? Get out those lipsticks and match yours to one of the following shapes. If your lipstick is completely flat on the top, then you are straightforward and dependable. If the tip is rounded, you are easygoing and a peacemaker. A sharp angled tip means you are outgoing and opinionated. A concave top means you are inquisitive and adventurous. If yours is sharp angled on both sides, you are spiritual and you have a big ego. Now, how do we know if all of this is true? Well, there's only one way to find out. We went out on the street and we asked women to show us their lipsticks.
Outgoing, likes attention, and argumentative, and every single thing is absolutely true.
To the point, conservative, quick mind. This is all true. This is me. You? I'm curious. Loyal. I have a big ego.
What more can I do? I'll never tell. Baby boomers retire. Coming up, find out how to go gracefully into the golden years without going broke. Plus, turn on the fun. We'll show you why the latest exercise aids are no sweat to use. More when Steals and Deals continues.
This is CNBC.
Mio papà lavora per l'International Paper Italia.
Francesca's father makes recyclable cartons that are replacing wasteful wooden boxes worldwide.
Mio papà fa delle scatole forti, che ci mettiamo dentro di tutto. L'insalata, i fagiolini, i pomodori. A me i pomodori proprio non mi piacciono per niente. Per fortuna che ci sono le scatole di papà e le mando tutti via.
International Paper. We answer to the world.
Making ideas a reality. It's how you ended up with your own business in the first place. And it's why Hewlett-Packard has introduced the fast, reliable, affordable HP LaserJet 5L and the colorful HP DeskJet 850 series with a real-life imaging system. Dependable, professional Hewlett-Packard printers. Printers that work almost as hard as you do. HP printers. Just what you had in mind.
Something happens when you read the Wall Street Journal every business day. You start seeing opportunities where you never saw them before. See for yourself. Subscribe now to the Wall Street Journal. The Journal keeps you right at the heart of what's going on in business. Call now for the Journal and get your free guide to planning your financial future. Facts you need to start planning a secure future right now. Get 10 weeks of the Wall Street Journal for just $38 and get the guide free.
Call now, 800-647-5700. That's 800-647-5700.
Investors, let Value Line help you pinpoint stocks that could score big price gains. We'll rush you, as a bonus, our new ranks of 1,700 stocks for price performance in the next 12 months. We expect the 100 top-ranked stocks to outperform all the rest, but avoid the 400 lowest. Value Line has ranked stocks this way for over a quarter of a century with these powerful results. And here's a second great bonus. Value Line's current full-page reports on 1,700 stocks, each with up to 15 years of statistics, fully indexed for you in this giant reference set. Your reference will be constantly updated with more than 100 new stock reports sent to you each week. To get this reference set and new performance ranks as instant bonuses, try Value Line for 10 weeks, now only $55. Call 800-521-3436 now for this extra bonus, Every Investor's Guide to Wall Street Words. That's 800-521-3436. Call now.
Welcome back to Steals and Deals. As the oldest of the baby boomers begin hitting 50, their thoughts are turning, believe it or not, to retirement. And as Alan Chernoff reports, baby boomers who aren't even close to 50 are busy planning for the future.
As baby boomers like Joe Haydu approach 50, they're increasingly concerned about retirement. Joe lives well now with a boat and house on the water, but is he saving enough for the future?
I don't know if when I get another 15 years down the road, is that going to be enough? Am I going to be comfortable? Am I going to be able to say, let's go fishing today?
Father Doug Hauber has similar concerns.
I enjoy life now, and I want to keep on enjoying after I retire, and I don't want to have to worry about what's in my wallet.
Many baby boomers worry they won't be able to live as well as their parents in retirement. Corporate downsizing is making boomers insecure about their long-term earning potential. Most have little faith in Social Security.
As part of the baby boom generation, I'm putting a lot of money into Social Security, and it's just not there now. So it's certainly not going to be there in another 15 years. So I have no confidence.
Sounds like it's going to be bankrupt.
The money squeeze for retired boomers could be tight. They're likely to live longer lives than prior generations and thus need more money for lengthier retirements. Many have the expense of caring for elderly parents, and boomers are having children later in life, setting up the double whammy of paying for the kids' college education and saving for retirement.
The price of college since I've gone has just, tripled probably. And I just can't even imagine what it would be when my children have to go.
The problem, experts say, is that boomers are spending too much, since the national savings rate is only about 4.5%. And conventional wisdom among investment planners is that baby boomers are far too conservative as investors. But a recent survey of 36,000 pension plan participants shows baby boomers, especially younger ones, taking some healthy risk in the stock market. Boomers in their 30s are putting nearly half of their retirement investments into stocks, 43% into bonds, and 8% into balanced funds, which mix both stocks and bonds. Those in their 40s are more conservative, 40% in stocks, about half in bonds, and 11% in balanced funds.
People are beginning to have been educated and are beginning to recognize the need to invest in with a longer term focus, which means more in the equity markets than in some of the fixed income.
Victoria Dengel has taught herself about the stock market.
We're all capable of making decisions about our finances and not feeling like it's this mysterious area that only the gods know about, the financial gods know about.
As baby boomers age, they're realizing that a secure retirement depends on their planning. So many are becoming serious investors, hoping it's not too late to prepare for a secure retirement. Alan Chernoff for Steals and Deals.
And this Sunday is one of the biggest races in the world, the New York City Marathon. So in honor of that grueling event, our Giz Whiz, Dick DeBartolo, has exercise gadgets.
Exercise
you got
gadget.
something on your nose,
I
mister?
know. You know, I was downstairs and a fan said I watch your spots all the time and then punched me right in the nose.
Hey,
No, this is called a Breathe Right. They're very, very big now with football players. It's a Band-Aid-like thing that you put on your nose, and the theory is it slightly flares the nostrils to give you a little more breathing, a little more breath, a little more air. And at the New York Health and Racquet Club, people are starting to wear them. The joggers will be wearing them. And they're 8 for like $5. And someone told me that they help them not to snore.
Well, that
so
would
if
be
you want to
nice.
experiment, obviously it's drug-free, and as I said, they're like 40 or 50 cents each. So you can try them. They
How
come
does
in.
it feel?
It feels a little odd, but after about, at home I tried it because right now I'm wearing makeup. I am not this beautiful in person. After about 10 minutes, I think you feel like you're getting more air. And of course you forget you're wearing it until you walk down the street and people
But it
go,
looks tough.
It looks
at
tough,
the
yeah.
gym.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to stop working out and just wear these.
Football player.
Okay, Breathe Right. The next guy is called the Workout Pal from Quorum. Let me put this guy up here so we can get a close-up of that. Am I doing this to the right? There we
you
go.
go.
And what you do is you enter your weight and your height and how far, not your height, how big your step is, and as you jog, it'll keep track of your distance, has a built-in alarm clock, has a built-in temperature. What's the temperature in here? Oh, it's 72. And the interesting thing is this adds another feature, is it's a personal alarm.
Oh, really?
You pull this out, it sets off a high-pitched emergency alarm, and you put it in, the alarm stops, but if you want, you can enter a security code so that if someone puts the pin in, the alarm doesn't stop until you put in your own code. Okay?
Think of everything.
Next little guy, if that is too much to wear for the jogger, Frank Shorter invented the Sport Count ring. You just wear this on the finger, and with your one finger, you can actually do your fastest lap, your slowest lap, your average lap, and of course that just weighs like an ounce or two.
Now that's a cute little gadget.
That's a
nice little
real,
Christmas
a
item, too.
Christmas item. It's in the Sharper Image Spar catalog. We ran their 800 number. And our final guy is, we could probably sell this to the joggers at the end of the race for $1,000. Because it's the Shiatsu foot massager. You operate the little buttons with your toes, and yes, I did try this a lot because it's a lot of fun. It's 2 speeds and 2 different intensities of infrared light.
So they warm your tootsies?
It warm your tootsies, and last night, you know, it was kind of chilly there, so I was massaging my feet and warming my feet, and it's under $70, just came on the market. That's from Conair, their family fitness line.
All right.
Next week, we're going to do gadgets for entertaining as we rapidly approach
The holiday
weekend, the
season.
Thanksgiving weekend.
And you won't be wearing this next week. That doesn't
No,
go
but
with
you're
the
right. I'm going to be wearing it from now on at the
Jim.
gym.
Thanks very
Right.
much. That's all for now, but Monday we'll kick off our Bogus Bargain series, a week-long look at products and deals that may not be all they're cracked up to be. So join us Monday through Friday at 7:30 Eastern Time. It's going to be a good series. I'm Janice Lieberman. Thanks for watching Steals and Deals. And remember,
if it sounds too good to be true,
it probably is. Have a good night. We'll see you Monday night. Good luck in the marathon.
This is a CNBC News Break. I'm Sheila Steinbach. President Clinton orders his chief of staff to meet with congressional leaders Saturday to see if they can keep the government from shutting down and possibly going into default. The White House says...
Return of 18.8% over the past year. CGM Fixed Income Fund beat all its competition, according to Lipper Analytical Services. For a prospectus, call 1-800-CGM-INFO. CGM Fixed Income Fund, America's #1 general bond fund.
To beat the stock market, you could spend thousands on these newsletters and magazines. Or you could have subscribed to Individual Investor Magazine, the one publication that beats them all.
I like to invest in stocks that go up.
their stocks go up.
For the third consecutive year, we beat the experts.
Our Magic 25 was up almost 5 times the S&P 500 and more than 11 times the Nasdaq Composite.
I made a lot of money with individual investor.
In terms of the stock market, there really isn't a better bargain than individual investor.
This year, we've got an even better deal.
Call right now, and we'll send you the next year of Individual Investor for just $22.95. And now you'll get this handsome digital clock radio.
You have to be crazy to play the stock market without Individual Investor.
To take advantage of this incredible offer, call right now.
You have 2 choices. You can continue to be an average investor, or you can trounce the averages with Individual Investor.
Call now for 1 year of Individual Investor, Magic 25 issue, monthly updates, and alarm clock radio for $22.95.
Tonight, the meat you eat. You may be shocked to find out what's really in that beef. Plus, cross that bridge when you come to it. Think again. Your tax dollars may be wasted on a project you'll never need. And beat the toast of the town with some hot gadgets for warming up the holidays. Hi, everybody. I'm Janice Lieberman, and welcome to Steals and Deals. We are the scam and ripoff show of record, along with the rest of the consumer news you can use every day. Up first, we used to make burgers, meatballs, even chili, but you could be getting more than just a meal. You could be getting ripped off, and your family could be getting sick, all because of the hidden dangers of bad beef. Investigative reporter Steve Daniels is in Miami to continue his look at tainted meat.
You've probably heard about the danger of E. coli in beef, but this is a new threat. In our investigation of stores here in South Florida, we found chicken parts in ground beef. That's against the law, whether it gets there accidentally or intentionally. Government regulators are supposed to keep us safe from the dangers of bad beef, but in many parts of the country, they say they don't have the resources to check every store. That's why we went undercover to see what you're getting when you buy ground beef.
Tastes good, feels good, makes you feel like you've eaten a real meal.
The Mirbot family loves beef. Tonight, hamburgers are on the grill.
As long as I've been growing up, it's always been the all-American meal. I'll stick with it, I like it.
But what the Mirbots don't know is the beef they buy may be full of chicken scraps.
May I have a quarter pound of ground beef, Chuck?
During our investigation, we collected 50 beef samples from South Florida butcher shops and supermarkets. We found chicken parts in 1 out of 5 beef samples we collected, then tested in a USDA-certified lab.
It's probably difficult for a consumer to look at a piece of meat and tell, or a piece of ground beef, and tell if it has chicken in it.
Meat sellers who deliberately add chicken scraps to ground beef are looking for a cheap way to stretch their beef and make more money. Chicken costs 2/3 less than beef. According to state inspectors, the practice is cheating consumers and could be putting them at risk for salmonella poisoning. In fact, the Centers for Disease Control says 40,000 people get sick every year from salmonella poisoning linked to chicken that's not cooked properly.
The person may get sick and vomit and have diarrhea and headache and nausea similar to the flu.
I would have a big concern if there was chicken in my beef.
Our lab results did reveal chicken in the beef sample we bought at this kosher market on Miami Beach called 41st Street Glatt Mart.
I cannot imagine how there would be chicken in the ground beef, because the beef comes in as beef and we don't grind chicken.
We heard the same thing in Broward when we confronted the owner of Low Key Meats about his sample, which turned green in our lab test, revealing chicken in the ground beef.
You understand that by putting chicken in your beef, it's a violation of law.
I understand that's completely illegal. You know, I don't need to put chicken in my beef. You know, I price my stuff according to what it is.
So you're not trying to rip off consumers?
No, sir, absolutely not.
It's up to the Florida Department of Agriculture to make sure stores don't sell us bad beef. But the state inspects for tainted beef sporadically, only checking a few hundred randomly selected stores statewide every year. And while the state knows there's a big problem with bad beef, inspectors say they don't have the budget to catch all the violators.
There is a risk, and that's why we continue to monitor and cite violators. But there's only a limit to the amount of resources we can devote to this.
Last year, when the state conducted the same test we did, it found similar results. 20% of the ground beef contained other kinds of meat. We also tested samples from several major chain stores, 7 Publix, 4 Winn-Dixies, 2 Hyde Parks, 4 Sedanos, 2 Extras, and an Albertsons. Our samples all tested negative.
While our investigation in South Florida found no major supermarket chain adding chicken to their beef, here in California, a major investigation conducted by the USDA found 2 large supermarket chains adding different kinds of meat to their beef. In 1994, the Lucky supermarket chain made a more than $5 million settlement. Another chain, Safeway, paid more than $6 million.
If you take a piece of meat from the grocery store and ask the butcher to grind it for you right there, then you'll know that that's what you're getting.
Dinner's on.
As our investigation has shown, it's important for beef lovers like the Mirbots to protect themselves from bad beef by thoroughly cooking it. But the best idea is to actually watch the butcher grind the meat, so you know what's in it.
Good.
Remember the Miami Beach kosher store? They also asked us to retest their ground beef. When we returned for a second sample, it did pass. In the samples we had tested, there's no way to know for sure how much poultry was in the bad beef, and we don't know whether the chicken was added intentionally or accidentally. But again, the best way to protect yourself is by having the meat you buy ground by the butcher while you watch. Janice?
Thank you, Steve Daniels. The Food and Drug Administration has been reviewing the safety of the fat substitute Olestra to see if it's fit for human consumption. And today, an advisory panel voted yes on approval. Now the FDA will make its decision within 2 months. It's been touted by its maker, Procter & Gamble, as a dieter's dream that will take fat and calories out of junk food. But critics say Olestra acts as a laxative and robs the body of nutrients. You know the old saying, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But there are some bridges you may never get near. Well, that's okay, but not when you're paying for them. NBC's Roger O'Neill says on how your tax dollars may be wasted on 2 bridges in a remote area of the country.
Along the Missouri River, where Nebraska and South Dakota divide, old plans for 2 new bridges are raising questions. Bridges which would cost $17 million each.
The fleecing of America appears to be going on back here.
After doing the arithmetic, Edward Tryon, a math teacher from Nebraska, wrote to NBC News suggesting the numbers don't add up.
Contains funding for 2 unnecessary bridges over the Missouri River.
Between the 2 states now, there is a bridge about every 60 miles. The new structures would cut those distances in half. Currently, 27,000 vehicles cross the river every day. Only 2,600 are projected to use the new bridges, and at one, the Highway Department says, only 340 vehicles will pass. Critics charge even those numbers are inflated, considering a ferry used to operate here until 1984, and it averaged only 24 cars a day. This is rural America, where the biggest town around is Vermilion, population 10,000. But then there's Maskell, Hobart, and Wynot. In fact, most of the river towns are so small they can only field 8 players. And down the road in Newman's Bar, folks wonder if $34 million for 2 new bridges is a wise use of taxpayer money.
A new bridge is not going to be an economic boom to this town?
Oh, absolutely not. No.
Why couldn't they spend the $18 million to the schools to keep our schools up to date with the larger cities?
The Nebraska bridge starts here, in a swamp at the end of this 1-lane muddy road. And South Dakota's bridge starts in a cornfield. Congress has already sent to the state $17.2 million for the projects. Once the digging starts, another $17.2 million will be needed. From bridge boosters, it's money well spent.
A bridge that would allow access by people from Nebraska to our markets is an important factor in our economic growth.
South Dakota Congressman Tim Johnson says better health care and convenience are other good reasons to build the bridges. Is this a $34 million example of federal pork?
No, I don't think so. I think that even during a time of declining budget and reoriented priorities, that we do need to continue to invest in basic infrastructure.
It is simply an outrage that in this day, when we're trying to balance the budget, that this type of project is moving ahead.
This summer, in what some say was a sleight of hand, Congress killed the 2 projects, but then turned around and in a different budget gave the money right back. The chairman of the House Transportation Subcommittee, Frank Wolf, wrote a letter to the 2 governors urging them to use the money to complete the bridge projects.
The governors of Nebraska and South Dakota have yet to respond to the suggestion from Washington. It might be hard to say no to a couple of bridges that taxpayers, for the most part, have already paid for.
If the bridges are built, critics say it will be another example of the fleecing of America. Roger O'Neill, NBC News, Niobrara, Nebraska.
And when we return, so much for holiday cheers. We'll tell you why a popular red wine may become a rare one this holiday season. Also, crayons come clean, or do they? Find out if washable crayons are really true blue when we put them to a messy test. Stay with us.
This is CNBC.
Chet and I were looking for a high traffic zone, so we set up next to Gateway 2000. Heard they were selling over 1 million computers a year. Turns out they can give people more computer for their money because they sell them all over the phone.
Nice for computer buyers. A major setback for the souvenir industry.
Gateway computers feature the Intel Pentium processor. Call 1-800-GATEWAY for a free information kit on how to get more computer by buying factory direct.
National rents cars to millions of business travelers a year. But now they want to be your vacation car rental company too. Make every vacation a national holiday with National's low vacation rates. Go skiing. Play golf. Or take a break and just relax.
Make your vacation a national holiday. Call your travel agent or 1-800-CAR-RENT.
The service here is impeccable.
In business today, you never know what's going to creep up on you. The smallest things can disrupt your cellular calls, your business calls, your faxes. But now AT&T can protect your business against virtually anything. For the first time, all your calls on AT&T's long-distance network are guaranteed end-to-end.
Good evening, Mr. Cat.
AT&T, for the life of your business.
That great new printer you bought has a part missing. The paper. Get Hammermill, the paper that works.
Capstone Nico Japan Fund, New Zealand Fund, Growth Fund, and Medical Research Investment Fund are now available at no load. Call 1-800-262-6631 for information and a prospectus on these no-load mutual funds. That's 1-800-262-6631.
Next on Jerry Spence, from heads of state to Hollywood stars, Larry King has interviewed them all. Tune in as two old friends get together for a special half hour. Next on Jerry Spence. This weekend, on trial, the Goldmans and the Browns versus O.J. Simpson. It could be the civil suit of the century, but without cameras in the courtroom, what role will the media play? Then, Marcia Clark speaks out about her $1 million book deal. That's this weekend, on trial.
Tonight, join Bob Berkowitz for intimate, candid talk on today's adult issues. Get real personal tonight, only on CNBC.
Welcome back. Your kids made another mess with those crayons. No problem. Crayola says it has a new line of washable crayons. That's right, the mess comes right out. But will Crayola's invention leave you tickled pink or seeing red? Asa Aarons checks out the claims.
These are the kiddies. Specially chosen for a mission that most parents find too terrifying to even consider.
You know all that stuff your mom told you about making messes at home and everything? Forget about it. Who wants a marker?
It's our unscientific way of determining just what they mean when they tell us those markers, glues, and glitter paints are washable.
Guess who this is? They have a chair.
Originally, we planned to have the kids produce the kind of mess you might find after a day of drawing. But here in New York, anything passes for art, and it wasn't long until our little darling started being creative. Everywhere. The kids never ran out of steam, but when it seemed the sweatshirts, not to mention the parents, could take no more, we stopped.
Did you draw the front part?
No, I did.
You did all that? You did all that?
Yes.
We used a standard bar of soap. The kids started scrubbing. The paint and glue came off relatively quickly. Not so for the markers. It took several scrubbings before their hands were at least presentable, and some still had telltale stains. While the kids' hands were being examined, before their moms could get their hands on me, I slipped out with the sweatshirts and made a quick getaway to the laundry room. A measure of heavy-duty liquid detergent, and in they went. Take a look at these results. Did they come totally clean? You could still see marker remains, and the glitter left a residue. Crayola told us this takes repeat laundering to come out. Is washable worth it? Our verdict? Yes, with the understanding you must wash immediately and be willing to repeat the laundering process a few times. A task the kids' moms have generously left up to me.
We were really impressed with the results, and I found out that Crayola takes this whole washable thing very, very seriously. If you have a problem with one of their products, they even have people staffing phones to help you. 800 Crayola is the number. In New York City, I'm Asa Aarons for Steals and Deals.
Thanks, Asa. Feel like celebrating? You may want to head to the store to find that special bottle of wine. And wine is what you may end up doing. Seems a popular Beaujolais is becoming a rare commodity these days. Maple Jung has more.
Autumn, the dry leaves, the brisk, clear days. It's time for Beaujolais Nouveau, the traditional first taste of the red wine season, heralded in France with huge fanfare and mimicked in celebrations around the world. In the U.S., over 1.8 million bottles of the young, sweet, and cheap wine, priced at around $8, will be consumed from now until January.
It focuses on immediate gratification, low cost, party time wine.
Producers like the Napa Valley in California and vineyards in Italy and Chile have learned the lesson well, coming out with their own brands of Nouveau several months ahead of the original Beaujolais. But to some, there's no comparison to the ambrosia that is born in the Beaujolais Valley of France.
Beaujolais will still and be the only one that is a real Nouveau one.
But to no fault of its own, shipments of the fashionable beverage are down. Boycotts of French goods and protest of that country's nuclear tests have slashed consumption of the wine in some countries like Japan by up to 20%. And some retailers say air freighting the bottles to make the official inaugural cork-off has gotten too risky. For a retailer to take part in the whole Beaujolais Nouveau extravaganza is a bit of a gamble because sales drop off almost completely after the new year. So he has to estimate just how much he'll need for 2 weeks, then sell that at the higher prices before the rest of the stock comes in by boat.
It's not meant to last forever. It's a wine that's usually meant to be enjoyed, before it comes again the next year. So if we run out, that's c'est la vie.
By the looks of the response, there's a good chance of that happening. Viva la Beaujolais. For Steals and Deals, I'm Mabel Jung.
And get ready to toast the holidays, and we mean toast. Coming up, great gadgets for warming up those holiday treats, and find out why some customers are dying for a chance to sit in this hot seat. The sizzling details when Steals and Deals continues.
This is CNBC.
This program is sponsored by the Burger Funds.
I'm Bill Berger, a shareholder and also a director of the Burger Funds. As you start down the road of life, you find yourself juggling some big expenses. No sooner do you master this balancing act than life changes, sending new expenses your way. At the same time, the cost of living, up 225% in the last 20 years, makes it even harder to get where you want to go. That's why the Burger Funds invest in common stocks. Because for these same 20 years, the returns on stocks have stayed well ahead of inflation than just about all other investment vehicles. And during that time, the Burger Funds delivered an impressive long-term performance. Performance that lets you invest with confidence. Call 800-333-1001. We'll send you facts in the no-load Burger Fund, including our minimums, $250 to start, $50 thereafter. Life is a balancing act. Let the Burger Funds help you manage it.
Get your pen ready to put something at the top of your list. Try Investor's Business Daily for 2 weeks free.
Anything having to do with the economy and the confidence level and the employment levels and the leading economic indicators, those are the things that I follow very carefully.
Call now to get this valuable audio tape, 100 Ways to Improve Your Investment Results, plus 2 weeks of Investor's Business Daily free. Call 800-453-1600. Do it now.
Sprint Sense International gives you great rates to countries all over the world. What more could you want?
How about some cash?
Cash would be good. Yes, some cash back.
Presenting Sprint Sense International with something new, cash back. Call now for these simply great rates on calls to countries all around the world. Plus, get rewarded with 10% cash back for every dollar you spend.
For me, that would be at least $100 a year.
Cash back on all my calls to Ireland?
There's no limit to the amount of cash back you can earn. Month after month, you'll see your cash add up, so it pays to stay with Sprint. Call now and we'll even switch you for free.
What about domestic calls?
You'll get cash back on domestic calls, too. And with Sprint Sense International, you'll get a great 10 cents a minute rate on every state-to-state call. So call now.
Cash back would be great.
Good idea.
Cash back. It's one phrase that's understood around the world. Get simply great rates now and 10% cash back every year. Call now. 1-800-227-9879.
And welcome back to Steals and Deals. Home for the holidays? Maybe you're thinking about entertaining a few friends. Our Giz Whiz Dick DeBartolo has something that everyone wants to toast to.
Ooh, we have some neat stuff with the holidays coming up. This first guy is from Pyrex. It's called the Pyrex Portable. And I need this desperately, not because I cook, because I'm one of those people who will take all your leftovers. Okay. The great thing, you cook in the Pyrex dish.
Right.
It comes with a snap-on cover. Some of them also come with a glass cover for cooking. But the neat thing is, when the food is hot and you want to take it somewhere, it comes in this insulated carry bag. But if the food is hot, you microwave this and slide it in the bottom to keep it hot. If you made a cold pasta salad, you put this in the freezer, you slide it in a compartment in the top. That's why this thing is hanging down, and you can carry the food cold.
This is like the pizza delivery guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Dick comes.
Here,
you ordered, you rang?
Yes, yes. So there are 3 of them. They come in different sizes and 2 different colors, and they're about $30. They're called Pyrex Portables.
Nice.
Really neat guys. All right.
What do you got?
This is from the people at Mr. Coffee. I guess they felt she was lonely, so they came up with Mrs. Tea. You put in loose tea or 6 tea, 5 tea bags, water, hit the little on-off switch, set the steep lever for how strong you want your tea, and it brews it into a little ceramic teapot, which has been warming on the little warming tray.
And this is very in because coffee is going out.
That's right.
All the tea houses,
yes,
tea is very in.
Tea is very big, and it's under $50. It's the major department stores.
What a happy couple.
Okay, now I'm gonna move this way. I have so much stuff today. Do you notice? This is brand new from Black & Decker.
What
it's the all-in-one deluxe bread maker and pasta maker.
Come on.
And what makes this guy unique is it has a rapid bake cycle where you can go from the bare ingredients to a baked loaf of bread in just 2 hours.
Your whole dinner in one white thing.
In one thing, and you can make pasta in it, and it has a keep warm cycle, and it also has a cycle where you can preset it for up to 13 hours. If you want to go to bed and wake up to fresh bread,
how wonderful.
You hit this little guy, and it's a promotional price of about $150 because it's just coming on the market, called Black & Decker All-in-One and All-in-One Deluxe Bread Maker. I have so much stuff.
You have so much stuff. Let's go.
Okay, so after the bread is out of the bread maker, you can put it in the bread warmer.
Oh, come on.
You throw this guy in the microwave oven. There's a little temperature gauge here that'll tell you that it's ideal, hot, or too hot. There's a little compartment under the cloth to put it in. Keep the bread warm for a couple of hours.
Everybody has to have that. Who couldn't live without that?
Our final gadget here is, it's called tabletop heat. Throw this entire thing in the microwave for 5 minutes. Just the center stays very hot. You put your dishes on it on the table and keep it hot for a couple of hours.
It really stays hot for that long?
It really stays hot. Don't touch this portion, but that portion.
All right, what
else? Finally, Dickie D's book, Good Days in Man, has come out as a paperback for this Christmas. And next weekend, Thanksgiving, Saturday and Sunday, I'm at the Hyatt Regency at the Mid-Ohio Con in Columbus, Ohio, desperately begging people to let me sign their book.
Oh, and it is a great book. It's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. Actually, the New York Times said that it has the same off-the-wall craziness as Mad Magazine.
How could that be with you being the writer?
Yes,
Come on.
that's right.
All right.
Okay, some neat, entertaining gadgets.
All right, and a happy Thanksgiving to you.
It's the same to you and to everybody out there.
Very good. Thanks, Dick. Now on to something even hotter, if you can believe it. A product some people would love to get their hands on. Can't wait to hear what it is. You may be in shock for your life. Chris Prophet reports.
An antique store is a sort of vault to the past. A warehouse, if you will, of treasures and trappings of bygone eras. Everything that was anything ends up here to be coveted by a collector. Tables, trinkets, an electric chair. The original hot seat landed in this antique shop after its owner, a collector with unusual tastes, brought it to antique dealer Linton Calvert to sell.
He told me some stories about the piece, and he had acquired it out west.
The antique black wooden chair of last resort and others like it, with its leather leg and arm restraints, have in gallows humor become known by the name Old Sparky. Its owner claims that 10 men were executed in the chair built by prisoners at the Nevada State Prison in 1923. The chair was even featured in an execution scene in a motion picture. The chair has sparked inquiries from around the nation, one from an electric chair collector. It was purchased by a New York man who promptly put the hair-raising antique on layaway.
It's something in which the history of it tends to be appreciated by a small group of people.
An identical chair was used in the 1920s and 30s at Sing Sing Prison's infamous Death Row, where notorious mobster Louis Lepke met his demise.
I have no interest in sitting in it. There are people who've come in here who says, oh man, I'm going to sit in that, and other people who won't even get close to it.
Knowing that 10 men were executed, that's kind of scary. I wouldn't want it in my living room.
There's a waiting list of people dying to get their hands on the chair if the buyer backs out. Cash only, no charge.
No thanks. That's all for now, but Monday, a warning for computer users. The internet has opened up a world of information to all of us, but it's also a superhighway for scams. What to look out for, that's Monday night at 7:30 Eastern Time. I'm Janice Lieberman. Thanks for watching Steals and Deals. And remember,
if it sounds too good to be true,
it probably is. Have a good weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Buy the book.
Gift of shares, another way Alliance Capital gives you mutual funds without the mystery.
If you're not happy with your stocks and mutual funds, you need Individual Investor magazine. Prin's Recycling up 558% in less than 1 year. McAfee Associates up 408% in less than a year and a half. KLA Instruments up 452% in a little more than 2 years. And each year for the last 3 years, our Magic 25 recommendations beat the indexes.
Our Magic 25 was up almost 5 times the S&P 500 and more than 11 times the NASDAQ Composite.
Each month, Individual Investor seeks out undiscovered companies and gives you in-depth profiles of stocks that are getting ready to move up. And that's not all. Every issue of Individual Investor guides you to America's hottest mutual funds and America's fastest growing companies.
In short, everything you need to know to make money.
Call right now. We'll send you the next full year of Individual Investor, including our Magic 25 updates and now the Clock Radio for the incredible discount price of $22.95.
To get Individual Investor, call now 1-800-376-2100.
Tonight, putting low-fat restaurant meals to the test. The results might surprise you. Plus, find out whether those high-priced cereals stack up against the cheaper house brands. We put them to the kid test. And the hottest gadgets to put under your holiday tree. everybody, I'm Janice Lieberman, and welcome to Steals and Deals. We are the scam and ripoff show of record, along with the rest of the consumer news you can use every day. Up first tonight, as we told you last night, you can't assume that low-fat menu is always as low in fat as it claims to be. Susan Wallace wraps up her two-part investigation with some shocking test results. Seems you may be getting more than you ask for or even want.
The results surprised us and shocked some restaurant owners in South Florida. So much so, changes are underway, menus are being reprinted. Turns out when you're looking at a low-fat menu, as we found, it's diners beware.
I just feel it'll probably be low-fat, low-calorie, it'll be a healthier meal.
But that's not what we found in an NBC6 investigation of some restaurant food billed as low in fat.
You actually end up with fat?
We end up with fat, as you can see down here.
A USDA-certified lab in Miami tested 20 samples from 9 restaurants for fat content. The results may shock you. They certainly caught some restaurants off guard.
Basically, what I say is I'm sorry.
Olive Garden apologizes for failing our low-fat test. It's capellini pomodoro, supposed to have just 5 grams of fat. Our sample was more than double, at nearly 13 grams of fat.
What we've done from this point, once you've called this to our attention, is we have reviewed the recipe procedures with all of the restaurants in South Florida.
At Ruby Tuesday, our investigation actually prompted owners to pull one selection off the light menu. The chicken stir-fry we ordered, which is supposed to have 9 grams of fat, came back in our test at nearly 16 grams of fat. Put simply by a company spokesperson, if we can't get it right, we won't put it on the menu. You'd think if restaurants make low-fat claims on their menu, someone would hold their feet to the fire. Someone like the Food and Drug Administration. Well, the FDA does not yet regulate low-fat menu claims. Even so, an industry trade association warns restaurants that for the sake of business, watch out, because journalists and others may scrutinize.
We have warned our members that they are being watched and that they should check and recheck and try to make sure that their labels are accurate.
3 of the restaurants we tested were right on the money, including fast food favorites McDonald's and Taco Bell. The items from Bennigan's also came in okay. But one sample from competitor TGI Fridays hit the high end of the low-fat chart. The Pacific Coast chicken is supposed to have 22 grams of fat, but our sample tested at 36.5 grams of fat. In a letter to NBC6, Fridays said it immediately corrected the situation by, quote, reviewing with the cooks the step-by-step procedures for cooking all items, end of quotation. Denny's says it has done the same thing. After we tested a California grilled chicken salad with light dressing, the claim, 14.3 grams. It tested more than a third higher at nearly 20 grams of fat. Almost all the restaurants that tested higher than their claims guarantee changes.
You just promised to clean up your act?
I promise to clean up my act.
In our testing, Roasters and Toasters in Miami takes the cake for the most inaccurate fat claims. The low-fat veggie lasagna, billed as having only 4.5 grams of fat, the sample we tested was anything but low-fat. Ours had 32.5 grams of fat, 7 times the amount the restaurant claims.
This is quite a bit different from the lasagna that you saw on your first visit when you purchased it.
Well, it's about a quarter of the size. Yeah. Berger, like many other restaurateurs in our investigation, says portion size, not ingredients, is usually the problem. The larger the portion, the fatter the meal.
Gets down to common sense.
One dietitian we shared our results with says diners have a right and responsibility to demand better if they're serious about eating low fat.
Dealing with the restaurant, the consumer has to take charge because the FDA police are not going to be there.
There's one other item to tell you about. Chili's guiltless chicken salad tested high enough, the company had 3 more samples tested, and they say they turned out okay. In the meantime, the FDA is writing new rules and regulations regarding low-fat labeling. They're so specific, though, they may actually scare restaurants into pulling the fat claims off the menu altogether.
Thanks, Susan. Well, chances are fat's not the only excess you'd like to trim. High food prices are another. Liz Crenshaw concludes her 2-part report on the high cost of Crunch, putting national brand cereals and household brand versions to the toughest test of all, the kid test.
Yesterday's cost of Crunch story started deep in deception.
with a secret switch of cereals on Chaka and Hope Law, on Lance and Danya Ginsburg, and on Max and Alice Inouye.
Now we're going to switch the cereal. What do you think is going to happen?
We'll find out.
We secretly switched from brand name cereal to cheaper house brands to save money because viewers told us cereal costs too much. Well, we're going to try to find out why it costs so much for you.
Great, more power to you.
To date, the major cereal makers would not talk to us for this report, so instead we talked to grocery industry spokesman Jeff Nettleman.
We think you would be hard-pressed to find any other product that matches the quality, that delivers the nutrition at the right price than national branded cereal.
But cereal industry critics say the right price of cereal is too high because 25 to 30 cents of every cereal dollar you spend goes not for food, but for advertising and marketing. So we went to cereal expert Steve Galbraith, who researches the cereal industry for Wall Street.
Do they need to spend that much on marketing?
We as a firm did some work, and there's a very clear correlation between industry volume growth and advertising expenditures. And so that's where you come in with the issue. And it's up to the consumer to decide, okay, do I actually think the box with Tony the Tiger is worth $1.50 more than the box without Tony? And in Kellogg's view, which to date has been the correct view, Tony adds value because the consumers will pay more for it.
The same subject, advertising and marketing, gets a touchier answer from the cereal makers.
I mean, from what we can tell, cereal spends almost the highest amount on advertising than anything else in the grocery store.
Well, we'd like to cut our advertising costs, and I'm glad to see NBC's news side is supporting that.
The other thing that irks cereal critics is the use of coupons instead of lower prices. Cereal makers issue 25 billion coupons a year, but shoppers redeem less than 5% of them.
You know, it holds you up. You have to look for the ounces and, you know, the brand and search and then find the coupons. And so by that time, the kids are usually ready to go.
Coupons, in essence, are price discrimination, pure and simple. Fact is that two different people are getting the very same product for a different price.
Why do they do it then?
Price discrimination.
To keep the price high?
Yes.
What do you think of that price?
It's kind of high, but I have a coupon here.
Why is there so much couponing in this industry? Some have said that it's actually a form of price discrimination.
We think cereal is a great nutritional value and a cost per serving. We hope you'll use the coupons. That will help reduce that 31 cents per serving even farther.
What the manufacturers are doing is smart.
Isn't that sort of an unfair way to reduce prices? Why not just give people a better price?
Consumers need a reason to buy, Cheerios versus Rice Krispies today, and if they have the coupon, they'll make that decision. It's more linked to the consumer's habits, in fact, than any kind of deviousness on the cereal company's part.
And speaking of consumers' habits, how about our little cereal experiment? For 2 weeks, we secretly switched their brand name favorites with cheaper house brand imitators.
So are you going to be mad at me when I tell you that for the past 2 weeks, your mom and I played a little trick on you? And you have been eating giant, super giant Frosted Flakes in the Tony the Tiger box?
Not really that mad, but surprised.
Is this cereal just as good as Fruit Loops?
Yes.
Yes?
Not one of our 6 tasters realized we switched their cereals until we told them.
What would you say to kids who say, I'm sure it's not going to taste as good, I'm not going to buy it?
Well, they are wrong because it tastes pretty good.
We tricked you. It worked.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Crenshaw for Steals and Deals.
They come to retire, but many of them are living in style on your dollar. The new immigrants, plus the hottest holiday gifts and gadgets to give to those you love. Details when Steals and Deals continues. There it is.
Maybe you helped and didn't know it, or were part of it and just forgot. If you joined the American Express Charge Against Hunger over the last 2 years, you made a difference. But the fight isn't over. Every time you use your American Express card, we'll give to Share Our Strength, a leading anti-hunger group. Because now through December 31st, the Charge Against Hunger is on again.
Walk into any Office Depot and two things are obvious. Thousands of brand-name office products and guaranteed low prices. But that's not all.
You can order by phone or fax and get guaranteed delivery next business day.
And for corporate clients who require a professional account executive, Office Depot's Business Services Division provides total business solutions nationwide.
Taking care of business. Office Depot, taking care of business for companies of every size, everywhere, every day.
When it comes to mutual funds, it's often hard to tell what you're looking at. Is this one better? Or this one? Schwab makes finding funds that may be right for you easy with the Select List. Each quarter, we analyze the more than 350 no-load funds we provide, based on data from Morningstar, to give you a summary of the historically high performers. For a free trial subscription, call 1-800-5-NO-LOAD and see if it doesn't help bring things into focus.
In searching for a luxury performance sedan, Michael Young tested the Oldsmobile LSS against three of the fastest Japan has to offer: the Infiniti J30, Lexus ES300, and teppanyaki chef Yasu Norimoto. And while his 240 horsepower LSS was no match for Yasu's speed, not only did Mr. Young fare much better against the imports, he had them for lunch. Will the LSS pass your test?
Next on Jerry Spence, in the wake of the O.J. Simpson trial, the jury system's taking some harsh criticism. Should 12 remain the magic number? Texas trial lawyer Racehorse Haynes gives his verdict. Next on Jerry Spence.
Straightforward with Roger Ailes.
I think our children are absorbing awful things from all of this court TV stuff.
Beneath the surface.
The president always needs to be able to say, this is what's important.
Roger Ailes on Straightforward, weekends on CNBC.
Tonight, join Bob Berkowitz for intimate, candid talk on today's adult issues. Get real personal tonight only on CNBC.
Welcome back. If you're like many Americans, you're scrimping and saving for your retirement. But for some newcomers in this country, the golden years are being funded, paid for by your tax dollars. Lisa Myers reports on another way your tax dollars are being wasted.
How many days in the United States?
Every day, 2,200 foreigners legally immigrate to this country. Many come seeking work, but others come not to work. Instead, they come to retire, often at your expense.
It's outrageous, it's an exploitation, it's theft from the taxpayer, and we have to stop it.
Robert Rector of the Heritage Foundation says the welfare system serves as a deluxe retirement home for the third world.
Average taxpayer is going to pay over $3,000 in the next 10 years so that elderly people can migrate here from the Philippines, Taiwan, and Mexico and retire on welfare.
Here's how it works. Most legal immigrants from those in other countries must have U.S. sponsors. They promise to support the immigrants for the first 5 years they're here. After that, immigrants who are age 65 or older can collect up to $458 a month under the Supplemental Security Income Program. It's called SSI. They get that money free, even if they have never worked or paid taxes here. In some cases, the immigrants get the money after being here less than 5 years. 77-year-old Claudia Nydia Medina came here from Cuba. She never worked or paid taxes here, but because Cubans and a few others get preferred status, she was allowed to collect $437 a month from SSI after only 1 year.
¿Cómo se llama esa bondad?
She calls it a bountiful gift. Since 1983, the number of elderly immigrants collecting these benefits has quadrupled. Last year, more than 416,000, and the cost, $2.2 billion.
The word is out. There's an information superhighway consisting of word of mouth and other methods.
Professor Norman Matloff learned that among elderly Chinese immigrants, a staggering 55% are on welfare.
A lot of the immigrants know that stuff a lot better than some of the immigration lawyers do.
In the immigrant communities, it's common knowledge, the frequent subject of their native language newspapers.
This is sort of a Dear Abby column. A lot of the questions are about SSI. This one is, this one is, this one.
Matloff says in many cases, these immigrants actually come here because of the generous benefits. They collect welfare even though their children could support them. Critics emphasize that the issue here is not whether seniors from around the globe should be welcome to come to this country. They should. The question is whether overburdened American taxpayers should pick up the tab once they're here. Republicans and the president agree, in many cases, they should not.
We want them to come and share in the American dream, not to come up here for benefits that they can't receive in their own country.
Despite the outrage, under current law, it will get not harder but easier for elderly immigrants to get welfare checks. Come January, they'd only have to wait 3 years instead of 5, making it even easier to get in on the fleecing of America. Lisa Myers, NBC News, Washington.
Just how safe are you in your car? Pretty safe if you drive a 96 Ford Taurus. That's the finding of a new study by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. It found the redesigned Taurus was the safest mid-sized car when it came to crashworthiness. That's how well a car can protect you in a crash. Some other top-rated cars, the Chevy Lumina and Volvo 850. So, happy and very safe driving to you. And they're oh so cool, popular hairdos that are sweeping the nation, from a TV show that will always be there for you. Plus, the Toys Take Over will show you the hottest toys this holiday season. We put each one to the test with some kitty experts.
This is CNBC.
This program is sponsored by the Burger Funds.
I'm Bill Berger, a shareholder and also a director of the Berger Funds. I spent over 40 years as an investment advisor, and during that time, I watched many people try to time the market, thinking they can jump in when prices are low, jump out when prices are high. But experience shows even the experts have difficulty making money this way. And so instead, most successful investors have a long-term perspective, committing to a regular program of fixed dollar investments. The result is that they buy more shares when the market is low, fewer when it's high, putting time and market fluctuations to work for them by lowering the average per share cost. To learn more about the no-load Burger Funds, including performance figures, call 800-333-1001. All it takes is $2.50 to start, $50 thereafter. And over time, as the fable shows, you could find yourself steadily getting where you want to go.
Huh? That's good, Gloria. When can FedEx deliver these boxes?
Well, they said they could deliver them by 8 a.m. tomorrow.
That's great.
Or by 10:30 tomorrow. Or on Monday by 8, 10:30, or 3, or same day. Valentine's Day, Groundhog Day. On Saturday, or even today. Oh, I forgot. By 4:30.
Now, with same-day 8 a.m. and 10:30 delivery, no one gives you more delivery options than FedEx.
Hey, when can FedEx deliver those boxes?
Gloria? Well, they could get it there by 8 a.m. or by...
FedEx, absolutely, positively, anytime.
They're the headline makers. One person, every week, profiled on Biography This Week.
They have to vote for someone, might as well be me.
Straightforward views and a complete look at their life.
This was really, really stellar, really big.
Be the person in the know by knowing the person everyone's talking about. The newsmaker of the week, every week, only on Biography This Week. Saturday on A&E.
Sometimes, when it's the right place, when it's the right time, the real thing comes along. Oscar de la Hoya, Madison Square Garden, Friday, December 15th. Live. Subscribe now, because it's only on HBO.
See it here on Time Warner Cable of New York City.
Welcome back. Our Gizwiz Dick DeBartolo is here with us again to show us the hottest gadgets to stuff in anyone's holiday stocking. You know, you are the greatest person to know around this time of year.
When I come in, everybody goes, what do you got?
What do you got? And what can I give? You know, you come up with the greatest gift.
Well, you know, every year Popular Science does an issue called The Best of What's New. And I went through that and found the best of the best.
Of course.
Boy, this is neat. We were all playing with this all morning. It's from Canon. It's the new Eye Control camcorder. It has a color viewfinder, it has a gorgeous zoom, 20:1 with digital, it can be 40:1. But what's amazing about it is, if you're following someone running or a bird flying, a little box follows your eye.
Wild. This is totally wild.
I know.
I mean, that box just moves as your eye moves.
It shines a little infrared light on your eye, and it knows what you're watching. Also, you can put the word fade at the bottom of the screen, and when you're done with the scene, you look at the word fade, and the camera will fade to black for you. No more fumbling around. That's a real beauty. Just came on the market. Eye Control by Canon. Virtual Boy. Oh, boy. A 3D, looks like the old Stereo Opticon, 3D video game with a controller. There are now about a dozen games out on the market. And what's neat about this guy is that it's stereo. You can plug in a headphone jack. Again, we needed more batteries by the time everybody at the crew finished playing with. Yeah, they loved it. That's Virtual Boy from Nintendo. This also won a Best of What's New award from Black & Decker. It's the multi-purpose saw. It's a powerful guy. What's neat about this is you buy something called the VersaPack, and they are, let me just pop this guy out, removable batteries. And Black & Decker will make 7 different appliances or tools, a little vacuum cleaner, a snake light, that all will use the same batteries. So it's a neat idea and a very powerful cordless saw. This is new from Motorola. It's the Tango, and using SkyTel technology.
Not that kind of
my
Tango,
little,
huh?
Right. What happened was, this is what it can do. When someone pages you, you don't have to run to a phone. You can push a button and answer them with a little pre-programmed menu. So if someone in the middle of a meeting said, are you coming up for lunch? You just bring up the word yes, push your button, and they will get a return.
Are we ever going to talk to a human being again?
Probably not. Okay, the Tango from Motorola using SkyTel technology. Also, we showed this guy last January, long before anybody else. We had one of the only 3 in the country, but now it's on the market. It's the digital camera from Casio, where there is no there is no footage. There is no film. You can take up to 96 pictures, and it comes with a little cable that goes in the top of the camera, and you can download to your VCR. You can make your own little slideshow on your computer, or you can hook it up to a video printer.
Did the price come down since last year?
What it was is it's about $700, but about 3 years ago, something like this would have been like $7,000.
Right.
So the technology is really amazing now. So all of the things we showed you are all available. If you want some more details,
I want to get on your list. He's a great guy.
Pick something.
All right,
and I'll lend it to you.
See you next week.
Okay.
Well, so much for high-tech toys for adults. What about the kiddies? Seems they're looking for 2 things in their house: fun, noise, and action. Well, if it's movement they're looking for, Fisher-Price may have just that. As we continue our month-long toy series, here's something to put your kids in the fast lane. The fantasy and excitement of being on the highway patrol now comes to life in a new 3-wheeler.
This is the cops on chasing the bad guy.
Designed for ages 2 to 6, the highway patrol operates on a 6-volt rechargeable battery, which is included. Features include a working siren, flashing blue and red lights, and oversized tires. An activity dashboard with pretend CV and rear storage compartment are included as well. Retailing for around $139, it can be driven both indoors and out.
He loves anything that moves, anything that has action. He loved it. He thinks he's a real patrolman out there.
The highway patrol moves in a forward direction only and goes up to 2.5 miles per hour. And as always, we advise a helmet to be worn. It took us 2 hours to put it together, but the look on Christian's face tells us it was probably worth it. Looks that way. Maybe all you really want for the holidays is a new look. Well, one North Carolina city recently got a makeover, thanks to a little help from some friends. Cameron Kent reports.
You know them, you like them. The trendy boys and girls next door. They're your friends, and you make a date with them every Thursday night on NBC. And you can be one of them.
We're here at Leon's today having a ball here celebrating the television show Friends.
Or at least have the same haircut. Radio station 107.5 The Eagle hosted this Friends party at Leon's Hair Salon. It's in Greensboro's Friendly Center, of course. Nearly 100 people came in to get their hair cut like the characters on Friends.
A lot of people want to look like the people on that show, for one thing. You know, I've got it.
By far, the most popular style is copied from the Friends character of Rachel, played on the series by Jennifer Aniston. And where you find Rachel, you usually find Ross, even in real life.
You know, I had mine done in the Ross look. What do you think?
But will getting your hair styled like Rachel or Ross bring you true love? Maybe, maybe not. But the good news is it always grows back. And you're never too young to try.
And that's all for now, but Monday we go undercover to find out why it's so hard to get a fair deal on a mattress. Plus, advice to the lovelorn. We kick off our week-long series on how to be single and savvy in the 90s. That's Monday night at 7:30 Eastern Time. You won't want to miss it. I'm Janice Lieberman. Thanks for watching Steals and Deals. And remember, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Have a good weekend, everyone. We'll see you next week.
This is a CNBC News Break. I'm Steve Gendell. President Clinton says he'll tell U.S. troops heading to Bosnia that their mission won't be risk-free, but they won't be left open to attacks. The president discussed his Bosnia policy while in Ireland today. On Saturday, he'll go to Germany and talk with some of the troops heading for the Balkans. An appeals court removes a judge in the Oklahoma City bombing case, saying he's too close to the deadly attack. Judge Wayne Alley's courtroom was damaged in the blast, and one of his staff members was hurt. The appeals court says it could raise doubts about his impartiality. And it looks like two veteran Republican senators are calling it quits. Oregon Senator Mark Hatfield announced he's retiring today, and reports say Wyoming Senator Alan Simpson will announce his retirement Saturday. Simpson would be the 12th senator to announce he's stepping down in 1996. That's the most in any year since 1896. The Dow gains more than 12 points today. We'll be back with another news break in 30 minutes.
Tonight, a new twist in talk. Spend an evening with television's newest talk show host, Charles Grodin. Funny, offbeat, irreverent, big laughs with the biggest stars. Charles Grodin tonight.
Get your pen ready to put something at the top.
Ah, my own mutual fund. Presenting the gift of shares, a mutual fund gift from Alliance Capital. For just $250, you can start anyone you love investing this holiday season. The gift of shares, another way Alliance Capital gives you mutual funds without the mystery.
If you could get 10 cents a minute on long-distance calls and anything else in the world you wanted, what would that be?
I'd like 10 cents a minute and a new car.
I'd take 10 cents a minute and a new boyfriend.
10 cents a minute and some cash back?
You've got it. There's something new with Sprint Cents, cash back. Call now and get 10 cents a minute rates on state-to-state calls, all evening, all night, and all weekend long. And you'll be rewarded with 10% cash back for every dollar you spend.
Cash back, cool.
That's something new. I like it.
The way I call, that could really add up. There's no limit to the amount of cash back you can earn. Month after month, you'll see your cash add up, so it pays to stay with Sprint Cents. And when you sign up right now, Sprint will even switch you for free.
10 cents a minute and cash back? Getting cash back's great. Can I get the boyfriend too?
Sorry, Sprint can't do everything. Well, not yet. Get 10 cents a minute now and 10% cash back every year with Sprint Cents. Call now. 1-800-621-7497.
Tonight, searching for a good night's sleep, we go undercover to show you why mattress shopping can be such a nightmare. Plus, it's silent, colorless, and deadly. Find out how to protect yourself against carbon monoxide. And tired of being alone? Get smart with winning tips for beating your match as we kick off our week-long series for the lovelorn. Hi, everybody. I'm Janice Lieberman, and welcome to Steals and Deals. We are the scam and ripoff show of record, along with the rest of the consumer news you can use every day. Up first tonight, all you want to do is buy a good night's sleep, but shopping for a mattress can be exhausting. You plan on shopping around, comparing prices, and then making a purchase. But as we found out in our undercover investigation, the bedding industry makes that almost impossible.
So I could save about $200 if I, this week or...
No, this is now. Yeah.
The one-time offers, the haggling, the pressure. You would think we were buying a car, not a mattress. Even industry insiders admit it's a problem.
It is a dirty business. It's tough, but that's the way it's been done for 100 years, and like many industries, they just don't change.
AirTex is the greatest development in sleep comfort.
Shopping for a mattress is about the same as it was when this film was made back in 1937.
Let's find the right bed for you.
Todd and Lisa are trying to buy their first mattress.
Try this.
Todd just moved to New York City, got a new job, and is ready to trade in the old college futon for a real bed.
The more stores I went to, the more confusing it became. The whole thing was very high pressure. They're just on you like barnacles.
And my shopping experience was not much different.
It's still $600. Yeah. But tomorrow it's $700.
Let me explain to you. I have a bonus line to hit. If I can hit it by I save you money, it helps me.
Right. Okay, that's good.
Today.
Today.
It helps me. It's not going to help me tomorrow.
The guy threw like 20 different sales at me. He said, didn't you read today's paper? There's big sale, big sale.
Did you feel they were really pressuring you that day to buy the bed?
Oh, they were like, this is the last second you're going to get that price. There was that real immediacy about the whole thing.
You're looking to purchase now? Well, I got a one-day sale working. One-day sale?
Imagine my good fortune. A one-day sale that saved me over $400.
Well, I'm going to go get coffee anyway to decide what we want.
You're going to think about a price like that? You're serious. It's good up through tonight, 8:30.
Tonight, and that's it. Tomorrow it goes back to $9.19?
Yeah. I'm not kidding you. They're running one-day sales.
We thought they were kidding us. So we went back to the same store 5 days later. And you got it. The bed was still on sale. So let's say you find the bed that you like, but you still want to see if you can get a better deal at a different store. So you write down the name of the mattress. For example, this is a Sealy Posturepedic Paisley. So you shop around, but you can't find the Paisley at any other store. That's where the industry gets you. Steals and Deals obtained this insider mattress information. It shows that the mattress companies give different stores different names for essentially the same mattress. For example, that Sealy Posturepedic called the Paisley is also called the Genoa, Ashton, Mayfield, Optimum, or the Escort, depending on what store you go to. And check out the difference in the prices. Almost a $200 difference for the same queen-size mattress in box spring. Except you wouldn't know it because you don't have the list. Do you mean to tell me that I could really find that same exact mattress under 10 different names in 10 different retail shops?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do manufacturers set out to confuse shoppers?
Yes, they do. It's a combination of the retailer and the manufacturer. They want to make it very difficult for a consumer to price shop. So therefore, department store, retail store, whoever it is, they want to have exclusivity on a name. Make it very difficult to shop.
Joe Vincennes of 1-800-Mattress sells beds over the phone.
How can I help you?
His customers often shop in stores, then call him with a model name, and he sells them a comparable model. But Joe would like the bed business to change.
I'd like to see a change. I know that everyone that works here would like to see a change. And most retailers, if you ask them that question, they would like to see a change also.
But who will initiate the change to make it a fair playing field for the shopper? Some retailers blame it on the manufacturers. And you got it. Manufacturers pin it on the retailers.
So if it was up to Sealy, you'd like to see everybody carry the same models with the same names, and you'd have no problem with it.
I think that it would be much more cost-effective if we had one line of beds. I must tell you that we would not be successful in marketing our product because our customer, the retailer, would not buy the same product that everybody else carries.
After shopping in several stores, Todd finally mastered the mattress mania. He bought a new bed for what he thought was a good price. So was he glad it was over?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Well, Todd ended up buying his mattress at the store we followed him around in, and he felt he got a good deal. Well, now here are some tips on buying a mattress. Shop at a reputable store. Get references from friends. Use the salesperson's knowledge. They know a lot about different mattresses. If they pressure you, walk out. Shop for comfort, not necessarily price. A cheaper mattress may be just that, cheap. And dare to compare. Ask the salesperson to show the list we obtained to compare prices. And when you do finally get a good night's sleep, you want to know that you'll be safe from deadly gases. David Horowitz is here to tell you how to protect yourself. Welcome, David.
Well, thank you, Janice, very much. You know, it's really interesting that you think that something like a faulty heater can cause death from carbon monoxide poisoning. Well, it happens time and time again, especially when it starts getting cold across the country as it is now. But it's a simple problem to avoid. The world was shocked at the untimely death of tennis champ Vitas Gerulaitis. He died when an allegedly faulty swimming pool heater filled his cabana with carbon monoxide. Every year, thousands of people are injured or die by carbon monoxide poisoning. Most often, the source of this lethal gas is malfunctioning household appliances, like fuel-burning stoves, furnaces, and hot water heaters. The most common malfunction is caused by dirty equipment. Lint and debris builds in the heater, causing soot that blocks the vent, sending deadly CO back into the room.
One of the, the big problem with this gas is that it's an odorless, clear gas. So you can't see it, you can't smell it, you can't taste it. You might smell the other products of combustion, and that might be your clue, but the gas itself is undetectable. Yes, they may say, well, I'm getting a headache or I'm a little dizzy, and they may stop what they're doing for the time being, but they may not appreciate that that's a symptom of carbon monoxide poisoning, and what needs to occur at that point is to be removed from the source.
Technician Al Rivas works for the Southern California Gas Company. He's making his rounds, checking out gas wall heaters and heating systems for homeowners to make sure they are clean, the pilot light works correctly, and the system vents well. It's a simple process. If the flame is clean and blue, it's okay. If the flame is tinged with yellow, it could mean a dirty system or even a vent that's not working properly. How can you tell whether there's any present in your house?
One of the first things you would notice if there's anything wrong with your heating system is discoloration around the vent area. Also, you might see some sweating on the windows due to the bad vent system. Physical symptoms would be runny eyes, runny nose, flu-like symptoms, scratchy throats. And if you have any of those symptoms, the best thing to do is open up the windows, turn the furnace off, and go outside. And if you need medical attention, call the emergency services.
But home heating systems aren't the only cause of carbon monoxide poisoning.
People use barbecues or hibachis for heating units in a closed room. A lot of times it's at night when it's colder and they go to sleep, so that is a big problem. Anytime you have a situation of combustion of carbon-containing material that's not properly vented for whatever reason, you have the setting for potential carbon monoxide poisoning.
And the sad thing about this, the simplest thing to do is just simply open a window if you haven't got venting, make sure the vents are clean, make sure that your furnace is looked at by a professional every year, and they even sell carbon monoxide detectors, which cost under $50, which can give you another layer of protection. But we don't think about that.
No, but it saves lives, David.
It does.
We appreciate you being here.
Well, it's good. I'll be back tomorrow night.
In L.A.
In L.A.
Safe travels.
Okay.
All right. Looking for love and love to travel? Find out how to marry your interests as we kick off our week-long salute to singles in the 90s. Or maybe it's work you're looking for. Our expert will tell you how to land a job during the holidays. Give us a call at 1-800-487-CNBC. Get out your pen and pencil. Steals and Deals will be right back.
This program is sponsored by the Burger Funds.
I'm Bill Berger, a shareholder and also a director of the Burger Funds. I spent over 40 years as an investment advisor, and during that time, I watched many people try to time the market, thinking they can jump in when prices are low, jump out when prices are high. But experience shows even the experts have difficulty making money this way. And so instead, most successful investors have a long-term perspective, committing to a regular program of fixed dollar investments. The result is that they buy more shares when the market is low, fewer when it's high, putting time and market fluctuations to work for them by lowering the average per share cost. To learn more about the no-load Burger Funds, including performance figures, call 800-333-1001. All it takes is $250 to start, $50 thereafter. And over time, as the fable shows, you can find yourself steadily getting where you want to go.
Take your time up to love someone. Maybe you helped and didn't know it. Maybe you were part of it and just forgot. Maybe you supported it and still wondered, will it reach the people who really need it? Or maybe you said, sure, this may help them today, but what about tomorrow? If you joined the American Express Charge Against Hunger over the last 2 years, these are some of the programs you've helped make possible and some of the lives you've helped make better. But the fight isn't over. Every time you use your American Express card, we'll give to Share Our Strength, a leading anti-hunger group. So use the card, because now through December 31st, the Charge Against Hunger is on again. Take the time up to love someone. Reach your arms out and hug someone.
Next on Tim Russert. She's been in your living room for 20 years.
I like that. I've got a history now.
Jane Pauley on Women in TV, Being a Mom, and the Future of News.
I'm going to talk about all those things.
Find out next on Tim Russert.
There's a new team in town.
For Equal Time and for me, we have hit the mother load.
And they're heating up the hill with a new style. Equal Time with Mary Matalin and Dee Dee Myers. Weeknights only on CNBC, first in talk.
Every night, nobody takes you inside the headlines like Rivera Live.
Welcome back. Looking to take a vacation? If you're single, how do you avoid that double occupancy rate at many hotels? Well, we kick off our week-long salute to being single with a travel company that puts you on the path to savings and maybe even romance.
Go down the coast, Aruba, Jamaica, ooh, I wanna take you through Bermuda, Bahama, come on, pretty mama.
Going on a vacation can be a rejuvenating experience, and people are traveling more than ever. Great rates are available everywhere, but if you're a single traveler, your pocketbook may feel the pinch.
All good travel deals are based on two people traveling together.
Jens Jürgen, the owner and founder of Travel Companions Exchange, has helped single travelers join together to save money for the past 14 years. Jürgen points out that many advertised bargains are geared towards people who travel in pairs. Cruise ships usually advertise rates based on double occupancy, with the single traveler paying sometimes twice that fare.
If you want to take advantage of the attractive prices of a cruise or tour, you have to pay a single supplement if you have no one to travel with.
And by the response his company has received, he seems to have hit a nerve with the public. Over the years, Jürgen says he's gotten tens of thousands of letters. And while people write letters typically asking to be set up with a friendly traveler to save money, often they want more.
We found that most single, widowed, and divorced people are also ultimately looking for Mr. or Miss Right. So a majority of our members seem to prefer to travel with a compatible person of the opposite sex.
Prospective customers are asked to fill out an application detailing their travel likes and dislikes. This is then compiled in a bi-monthly newsletter. If you find a personal description interesting, you tell Travel Companions and they put you in touch with that person. Currently, there are about 2,500 members from all parts of the world, and age ranges from the 20s to the 80s. One-time members Larry Spielvogel and Marilyn Flainer met through the service, and after about a year of dating and traveling around the world, they got married.
I felt that it would be a much more enjoyable experience if I were able to
travel with a companion and at the same time save costs and expenses.
And where did they go on their first trip?
We went to Africa. To both of us, I think it was an adventure that sealed our relationship. We've been together 5.5 years, and it's been the best 5.5 years of my life.
I would certainly second that.
And by the way, Jens Jürgen met his travel companion through his company. They've been together for more than a year. I'm Sheila Steinbach for Steals and Deals.
If you are interested in signing up, the membership fee is $99 for 6 months. You can get in touch with Travel Companions by writing P.O. Box 833, Amityville, New York, 11701-0833, or you can call 1-800-392-1256. Happy travels. Of course, maybe all you're shopping for is a toy. We continue our month-long holiday toy series with a look at gifts for the little entertainer in your life. If all the world's a stage, Step 2 Toys can bring that stage into your home. Its Make-Believe Play Center is ideal for the little actor or actress in your life. Retailing for around $50, it's designed for ages 2 and up and can withstand whatever your little star can dish out. A built-in clock alerts audiences as to when the show begins. A cloth show curtain and wipeable memo board with markers are included as well, and no assembly is required.
I like something that's sturdy, that they can write on and I can wipe it off, and these Step 2 toys are really great for that.
From stage star to musical artist, Playtech Toys has a Tough Tykes tape recorder for the vocal group in your family. Made of plastic, it has colored operation buttons and a microphone. 4C batteries are required and cassette tapes are not included. Retailing for up to $39.99, it's appropriate for the ages of 3 and up. And when we come back, plan on catching a plane soon, finding out how you can fly in high style. Some great perks for the business traveler. Stay with us.
This is CNBC.
This program is sponsored by American Airlines. Something special in the air.
237 on the ground, gate 15.
All right, guys, we got a 34-minute turnaround on this one. Let's do it.
It can be 5 below zero or coming down in buckets. It doesn't matter. It doesn't buy you another second out here. From the minute that plane touches down to the minute it takes off, we're on.
Let's get a few more tugs on 815.
The whole crew. And there's no time to waste. But time isn't everything. Getting the job done right is.
Okay, I'm locking up my line.
So everybody pulls their weight. Everyone knows the drill. And we realize passengers don't really see this.
Have a late bag on your way, Bob. No problem, Jerry. I'll take care of it.
Heck, it's a rare moment when they see us at all. But not a second goes by that we're not looking out for them.
479er coming in 11 minutes early, Bob.
They're neck and neck out of the gate.
Yeah, but she's got the totes auto open close.
And he doesn't.
And there's the approach. And she hits the button, ladies and gentlemen. Whoa, let's see that again. A one-handed close.
Oh, fumble.
Oh. All right, it's the home stretch. Now here they come. And she's in.
A mango to the foot, and it's over. It's all over.
The new Totes Auto Open Close opens and closes with just...
Sometimes, when it's the right place, when it's the right time, the real thing comes along. Oscar de la Hoya, Madison Square Garden, Friday, December 15th. Live. Subscribe now, because it's only on HBO.
See it here on Time Warner Cable of New York City.
Ultimate champions. Ultimate challengers. Ultimate matchups. The ultimate. 8 fighters, 7 fights, only 1 champion. The UFC's Ultimate live, Saturday, December 16th, only on pay-per-view. Only 1 champion and only on pay-per-view. An ultimate night you won't want to miss.
The holidays are just days away, and most of us are just trying to get our gifts together and plan our vacations and parties, but there is no rest for the true job seeker. Dorothy Leeds, author of Marketing Yourself, joins us now with advice on that. So nice to see you here.
Nice to see you, too.
Do you really mean to tell us, put the parties aside, the vacations aside, and hit the pavement now?
Well, I don't think you should necessarily put the parties aside, because it's a good place to network, to meet people who might be able to help you get a job. But definitely put the vacations aside, because it is a very good time, contrary to what most people think, to be looking for a job.
Now, most people think, okay, all the head honchos, they're off playing golf and they're planning their parties, they're not working, so why even bother calling their offices now?
Well, that could have been true a few years ago, but in corporate America right now, everyone is working 2 or 3 times harder than they ever did before. So I would say this season especially is a good season to be job hunting.
Will people actually take you in and give you an interview during this time?
Well, maybe not everyone, but I would say a lot of people will. And since my advice always is not to go through personnel, but to write directly to the people for whom you would like to work, this is a wonderful time to follow that particular strategy that I believe in.
Is it a good time to send out holiday cards and maybe wish them well?
Absolutely. Use the Christmas spirit as an opportunity to set yourself apart from the crowd. So therefore, instead of, let's say, coming in with a pin, maybe come in with a wreath or a Christmas hat or something, or with those peppermint things, the lollipops or something for people.
And you just hired somebody now in your own office.
Absolutely, because it gives me a chance. It's an advantage for an employer, because it gives me a chance to train someone when things aren't quite so busy.
All right, ready to take some phone calls?
Absolutely.
All right. Philip, you have a question for Dorothy.
Yes.
What is your question?
Well, I feel that she basically just answered every question that I had, so that's fine. So I don't.
All right, thank you. Well, we'll go on to our next question then. You did such a good job. Frank from California, do you have a question for Dorothy?
Yeah, what can you say to a prospective employer over the phone to try to get in for an interview? Are you better off just showing up and walking in?
Oh, no, I think you will never get or rarely get an interview just by walking in. You really want to find out. It's not so much what you say, it's what you ask that will help you get a job. So that if you're asking a question like, what kind of a person are you really looking for? And I can come in tomorrow to tell you that I am that person. But you do want to ask questions and not talk so much. I think that the biggest problems that job seekers get into is that they talk too much. And that's how employers find all the things to ask you with job interviews that you don't want them to ask you.
You do the questions.
Absolutely.
Right. Phaedra from California, you have a question for Dorothy? Phaedra?
Hello?
Are you there? You have a question for Dorothy?
Yes, I do.
Go ahead.
I have a question. I'm relocating to Atlanta, and I want to find out the best way of sending off resumes and stuff to prospective buyers.
You know, it's not so much the resume, it's the cover letter. If you send a really good cover letter directly to the person for whom you would like to work, you'll do a lot better than just sending out a resume. Because this way you have a connection, you have a person to call, a person to write to, and a person to try to get to convince to hire you, rather than just sending a letter off without a name or a person.
How do you get past the secretary? I mean, you have the person's name, that's wonderful, but you're not going to get to see him or her. How do you do that?
Well, there are lots of strategies to get past the secretary. One is to try to make a friend of the secretary, because secretaries have also been out of work, so therefore they might help you from that standpoint. Another is to try to call the person when the secretary might be out. I got a job once because I called during lunchtime and the secretary was not there.
Well, happy holidays, happy job hunting. The name of the book is Marketing Yourself. Dorothy Leeds, thank you so much. And wonderful holiday to you. Well, if that job you already have has you stressed, maybe you need a little TLC, especially when you travel. Kevin McCullough checked out some airlines that really know how to pamper you when you're too pooped to do it for yourself.
The nation's airlines want your business, and they're fighting to get it with innovative offerings. Complimentary limousine transport and car rentals, free translation of business cards, unlimited wines and liquors, even personal care services.
In business travel, we've been doing a lot of fairly innovative things, such as we offer free massages on board, manicure. We have on certain flights, such as all of our New York services to London, every flight has a masseuse, manicurist on board, so you can get your nails done. In our lounge at Heathrow for our business travelers, you can even have your hair done free of charge, male or female, and a full body massage.
Opulent lounges like the one at Heathrow are becoming increasingly common, offering shoe shines, music rooms, libraries, and soon putting greens, not to mention business amenities.
You can get copying machines, fax machines, telephone, long distance, conference rooms where, depending on the time of the conference, you can actually meet your contacts and or business people at the airport, hold a meeting at the airport, and then catch the next flight back.
And airlines are racing to make that flight a more comfortable one, with roomier seating configurations, individually climate-controlled compartments, and reclining sleeper seats. While in-flight entertainment now provides personal video screens with movies, news, and video games for transatlantic flights, with online database access and audio and video on demand still to come. Other innovations include credit card ticketing and computer-age baggage technology.
It's a credit card-sized baggage tag that's embedded with a computer chip. The computer chip is programmed with the baggage destination. This allows for a faster transfer of baggage, and it reduces the amount of misrouted baggage.
In this tug-of-war for brand loyalty, it's the business traveler who calls the shots, so don't be afraid to ask for what you want, because whether it's comfort, entertainment, or convenience, the airlines want to know, what's your pleasure? I'm Kevin McCullough for Steals and Deals.
Now that looks good. That's all for now, but tomorrow find out how to protect yourself from getting ripped off every time you make a phone call. Plus, our series on Single and Savvy continues as we put a class on love to the test. So join us tomorrow night at 7:30 Eastern Time. We promise you'll like it. I'm Janice Lieberman. Thanks for watching Steals and Deals. And remember, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow night.
This is a CNBC News Break. I'm Sheila Steinbach. The first wave of advanced NATO troops arrive in Bosnia to lay the groundwork for the alliance's peacekeeping mission. The American and European troops will set up communications, plan transportation, and arrange supplies. In Milwaukee, a medical lab which misread the pap smears of two women who later died of cervical cancer pleads no contest to reckless homicide charges. Experts have testified the pap smear showed obvious signs of cancer. ChemoBio Corporation is appealing some legal points. It faces a $20,000 fine if convicted. An American serviceman says he was forced to confess to raping a 12-year-old girl in Okinawa, Japan. Rodrigo Harp today testified U.S. investigators dragged him out of bed before dawn and forced him to say he did it. Family members say Harp and his two co-defendants were treated unfairly by the military. The Dow closed up more than 52 points, a record high, back in a half hour.
Tonight, a new twist in talk. Spend an evening with television's newest talk show host, Charles Grodin. Funny, offbeat, irreverent, big laughs with the biggest stars. Charles Grodin tonight.
Taking care of business every day.
CGM Realty Fund has risen to become one of the top-performing real estate mutual funds, according to Lipper Analytical Services. CGM Realty Fund is managed by Ken Hebner and offers the potential for high current income and long-term capital appreciation. For information and a prospectus, call 1-800-CGM-REIT. CGM Realty Fund, a top-performing real estate fund.
What do today's investors want? Lower commissions. You'll pay less at today's Quick & Riley. Up to 73% less than Merrill Lynch and Smith Barney. And up to 33% less than Schwab and Fidelity. Trade by touch-tone phone and save an extra 10%.
I want access to my portfolio.
You've got it 24 hours a day with online investing.
I want to do it all by phone.
You can with touch-tone trading or our 24-hour trading desk. Or visit our branch offices. Call now for Quick & Riley's $87 investor kit with valuable information, exclusive reports, and Microsoft Money software. Free for a limited time when you open an account.
I started Quick & Riley to help you do better.
Quick & Riley, where independent investors do better every day. Call now.
Tonight, who's that looking over your shoulder? You may be getting ripped off when you make a call. Plus, Folks, the holidays are here, so are the scam artists. How to stay a step ahead. And can someone teach you to be a smooth operator? We put one class to the test as our series on singles continues. Hi, everybody. I'm Janice Lieberman, and welcome to Steals and Deals. We are the scam and ripoff show of record, along with the rest of the news you can use every day. Up first tonight, you're about to make a call in a very public place with your trusty calling card. Hold the phone. There may be someone looking over your shoulder, surfing for your number. Mike Laurie has a story of how millions of callers are getting ripped off.
The baggage carousels in the lobby of Terminal 1.
This is Newark International, and like many airports across the country, it is a hotspot for shoulder surfing. Armed with a special calling card and a hidden camera, we found out how easy it is to become a victim of this crime. Watch what happens when I start making phone calls from the airport. Check out the guy on my left, just 2 phone booths away. He seems to be looking directly at my calling card. He doesn't realize, though, my card is electronically coded, so every call is monitored by investigators nearly 3,000 miles away at MCI's Global Fraud Headquarters in California.
There's been 16 calls.
At the MCI Fraud Center, investigators keep a running tab on every call I make, where they go to and where they start from. But I'm not the only person the fraud team is tracking today. They monitor every MCI card in use anywhere in the world. Back in Newark, I've been on the phone for a little more than an hour when it happens.
Yeah, there it is. Go, sir. I'm going to pull it up. He said he's not going to Egypt.
A call shows up I didn't make. And MCI has tracked the fraud activity from the Newark airport all the way across the Atlantic Ocean to Ben Ha, Egypt, where someone is getting a free call home. The fraud center quickly identifies the point of origin. It is this payphone, the same phone where that caller was eyeing my card just minutes earlier. I was surfed. Phone surfing can happen anywhere, whether it's a busy airport in Newark, New Jersey, or a bus terminal in San Francisco. Any place where there's a large crowd of people, all of them trying to call home. Al Grant is the lead investigator for MCI's fraud unit on the East Coast, a former New York cop. His job is to track down shoulder surfers.
We've seen them using video cameras. We've seen them using binoculars. We've seen them using tape recorders with a wire that goes up the sleeve. We've seen them on the phone verbalize a number to someone else.
And when that happens, your calling card number can be electronically beeped to as many as 50 people just waiting to sell it on the street. The stolen calls are then made overseas to a variety of locations, especially China, Pakistan, Kuwait, Bangladesh, India, and of course Egypt. There's also plenty of activity south of the border to Mexico and Haiti. These countries are the primary destinations for shoulder surfing activity.
There are so many people that come here into this country from foreign lands, and again, I guess ET call home. They all like to call back.
I'm Mike Lurie for NBC News.
Phone fraud costs the American public an estimated $4 to $6 billion a year. The encouraging news, long-distance telephone companies say they are cracking down hard on criminals to put shoulder surfers out of business. In the meantime, you can fight back. Tomorrow, in part 2 of his series, Mike Laurie will show you how to keep phone surfers from snatching your number. Well, it may not be your back, but your wallet you have to watch, at least in the bank. Earlier this year, the First National Bank of Chicago began charging customers who want to talk to a teller. And as Scott Cohn reports, more banks may put the price on that personal touch.
Talk about a public relations nightmare.
I believe in automation, but I don't believe in replacing people with machines.
$3 just to see a teller unless your balance is high enough. The very idea sparked outrage.
Banks ought to be serving the public.
Jabs from competitors. Even Jay Leno got into the act.
It just makes me furious. $3 just to talk to a human teller. Yeah, well, yeah. You know, hey, I'd pay him $5 to just open another window. You know, please, give me a break.
But First Chicago is getting the last laugh. Not only was there no mass exodus of customers, but the bank says the fees are doing exactly what they were supposed to do. Use of automated teller machines is up by 1/3, a big money saver for the bank. Teller use is down, and that translates to a big jump in revenue since the new fees began. In fact, the teller fees have been working so well for First Chicago that now the concept appears on the verge of spreading, maybe to a bank near you. Ohio-based Bank One, with 1,400 branches in 11 states, already has one account with a teller fee. Now it's looking to expand on that.
You have to understand that there's a cost associated with delivering those products to you in that particular way.
Giant Bank America is considering the same thing at its Seafirst Bank in Washington State. No great surprise, say those who follow the banking industry. Never mind what consumer groups say, banks are getting bigger. They have to cut their costs.
This banking industry has been lugging around a cost structure that they simply cannot carry into the 21st century.
But banks that do impose fees will have to figure out how to avoid the bad publicity First Chicago got. First Chicago is still trying to figure out how it could have handled the move better, even if, as it turns out, it worked like a charm. Scott Cohn for Steals and Deals.
Recently, we've been warning you about the dangerous bacteria lurking in your favorite foods. Well, today, the Food and Drug Administration announced new standards to protect you when you buy seafood. The tougher regulations will force companies that process fish to keep more detailed records and to identify hazards within their plants. Right now, contaminated seafood is usually spotted after someone gets sick. The FDA hopes new rules will make it easier to spot problems before bad fish is sold to you. It's estimated there are up to 60,000 cases of seafood poisonings every year. Maybe what you're fishing for is a way to talk to that stranger. Coming up, how we put one class on how to meet to the test. Plus, the Grinch isn't the only one looking to steal your holiday fun. We'll show you how to avoid the 3 biggest rip-offs of the season. Details when Steals and Deals continues.
This program is sponsored by the Burger Funds.
I'm Bill Berger, a shareholder and also a director of the Burger Funds. I spent over 40 years as an investment advisor, and during that time, I watched many people try to time the market, thinking they can jump in when prices are low, jump out when prices are high. But experience shows even the experts have difficulty making money this way. And so instead, most successful investors have a long-term perspective, committing to a regular program of fixed dollar investments. The result is that they buy more shares when the market is low, fewer when it's high, putting time and market fluctuations to work for them by lowering the average per share cost. To learn more about the no-load Burger Funds, including performance figures, call 800-333-1001. All it takes is $2.50 to start, $50 thereafter. And over time, as the fable shows, you could find yourself steadily getting where you want to go.
Maybe you helped and didn't know it, or were part of it and just forgot. If you joined the American Express Charge Against Hunger over the last 2 years, you made a difference. But the fight isn't over. Every time you use your American Express card, we'll give to Share Our Strength, a leading anti-hunger group. Because now through December 31st, the Charge Against Hunger is on again.
Mio papà lavora per l'International Paper Italia.
Francesca's father makes recyclable cartons that are replacing wasteful wooden boxes worldwide.
Mio papà fa delle scatole forti, che ci mettiamo dentro di tutto. L'insalata, i fagiolini, i pomodori. A me i pomodori proprio non mi piacciono per niente. Per fortuna che ci sono le scatole di papà e le manda tutti via.
International Paper. We answer to the world.
Tonight.
For more than 20 years, he was part of a team that changed TV news.
Now he's on his own. Author Robin McNeil talks to us tonight on Equal Time.
That's tonight on Equal Time with Mary Matalin and Dee Dee Meyer.
Tonight on Charles Grodin, funny man Tim Conway takes a look back at his career on The Carol Burnett Show and a life making people laugh. Then China Phillips bears all on her new album Naked and Sacred. Tonight on Charles Grodin.
Tonight, from Washington, Tim Russert puts the media in perspective.
Welcome back. Does your tongue get tied when you approach a stranger? If so, there are classes geared just for you. Well, do they work? In part 2 of our series on Single and Savvy, we put one such course to the test. Step inside, find a seat. You've just signed up for a class.
On 10 ways to attract the opposite sex.
No textbooks needed here, just lots of action. Go. Call it a class for the conversationally challenged, the incurably shy, even the desperate. At New York's Learning Annex, Susan Rabin and Don Gabor are the experts in the art of communicating and in helping singles meet. Their tips on how to loosen up, talk, and listen have netted immediate results for this student.
I didn't come in to expect to make a date, but I think it worked out good, though.
We'll say, but can the lessons learned here work for you in the toughest classroom of all, the real world?
We decided to put the Learning Annex course to the test. We chose Tower Records here in Greenwich Village, New York. It is the ultimate urban jungle for singles on the prowl.
And what better single than Ann Meal, our desperate student? We set her loose in the store one Friday night and then tailed her as she tracked down her prey. And that's not all. We gave her a hidden camera for close-up action.
Is this like old CDs?
We even wired her for sound with this earpiece and hooked Coach Don Gabor up with a walkie-talkie in case Ann needed a little prompting.
You sound pretty romantic yourself.
So you're kind of a romantic yourself, then, I would assume.
Well, I'm actually not romantic at all.
In fact, Ann's lessons helped her start lots of conversations,
Thanks a lot.
but didn't land her a date here, or here, or here. Finally, she wound up here.
Do you have any recommendations in this general section?
He didn't, and he wasn't interested in helping. Wasting no time, we asked him what Ann was doing wrong.
She asked me just such an obviously strange question that I thought was like, what is this? Who are you?
Besides which, seems Ann tried to land a happily married man. Time for an emergency pep talk. Seems she forgot something important.
But share a little more information about yourself, because what you want to do is you want to encourage them to find out about you and get them to ask you some questions. Hopefully, hey, would you like to go for a cup of coffee sometime?
Okay.
All right? Okay, you're doing great.
So Ann put the advice to work, well, where else? The CD singles department, of course.
Oh, really? Okay. Actually went to Boston College.
What?
Yeah.
So far, so good.
You got it. Keep going.
Very
Tell them
good.
what you like.
15 minutes pass, and Ann and her new friend are still talking. And wait, what's this?
Do you have a pen?
Did she say pen?
Okay.
Did he say beeper number? Pen? Number?
Okay.
Jackpot. As with every encounter, we ask this young man. His name is Hugh.
As in Hugh Hefner.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Just what he thought of Ann's classroom technique.
Did she take a class? Because it definitely worked.
And it works, says Don, because the class helps you to be more yourself while searching for someone else, and to learn from your mistakes as you forge your way through the confusing singles maze.
I think every person that we saw in this store here tonight opened the door to Ann because she gave out the right kind of signals. If Ann can do it, I think anybody can do it too.
Go to the head of the class.
You go, girl. We should tell you everyone Ann met was later told about our experiment all agreed to take part in our story. In fact, 2 men later said they would have gone out with Ann if only she had asked. Tomorrow night, our series takes a look at how single parents are finding romance on today's dating scene. Well, maybe it's the holiday scene that has you feeling flustered. For many of us, this is the season to give to charities. But which ones? Who's truly needy? Who's out to rip you off? Michelle Tracy warns us about the top 3 holiday scams. Seems the Grinch isn't the only one who can ruin Christmas.
I'm Santa Claus. Oh, you don't believe that, do you?
For a while, even a young Natalie Wood thought Santa was a scamster in the classic Miracle on 34th Street. Well, we all know that scams are prevalent all year round, but people are particularly vulnerable during the holidays.
We have incredible merchants who are very legitimate, but there are always a handful of unscrupulous merchants in the marketplace.
Fred Cerullo, the head of New York City's Consumer Affairs Department, says crooks seem to really pull out all the stops during the gift-giving season. Most of the scams make you think you're getting or giving more than you really are. It's enough to make even Ebenezer Scrooge cringe.
They may be receiving letters, solicitation letters in the mail from organizations that sound like motherhood and apple pie.
Holiday scam number 1, phony charity solicitations. While many of these groups are legitimate, just as many are not. So before you give, check out the charity. You can call the National Charities Information Bureau at 212-929-6300 to see if a charity is on the up and up.
Signs that say going out of business sale, everything must go, liquidation, renovation, holiday sale, clearing our shelves. Consumers should know that those sales are there to solicit their buying power.
The holidays are prime time for what seem to be super clearances. 50% off this, 20% off that, whatever. To really know if it's a bargain, ask the merchant what the original suggested retail price is. Many unscrupulous store owners will discount items only after hiking up the prices.
Holiday scam number 3, counterfeit merchandise. The budget is tight, but you want to give name brand products to your loved ones. But they cost a lot more than the so-called knockoffs. Dead giveaways to counterfeit merchandise are shoddy workmanship, super low prices, and store owners who may be reticent to give you a receipt or a warranty.
They should always make sure that they have a receipt from the purchase that indicates very clearly the name of the store and the address.
So avoid being Scrooged. Be an educated consumer and shop around for the best deals. Oh, and happy holidays. For Steals and Deals, I'm Michelle Tracy.
Here's one more scam you want to watch out for: advance fee loans.